everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm a PhD student in History and African American Studies at Yale University, and today I'm going to be showing you how I use Notion to stay organized. This video is not sponsored, but today I'm going to be showing you how I use Notion. It's one of my favorite applications. I use it on my computer, my iPad, as well as my phone, and it is where I work out of for everything. I use it for running my business, for maintaining my tasks with my assignments, organizing my finances, and everything in between. So Notion is super important for me as a student, a content creator, and a business owner. I've tried a variety of applications in the past, including Asana, Trello, Monday, etc., and none of them compares to Notion. It takes a little while to get used to, but once I did, I have not switched from using Notion. I use it every single day. I house all of my assignments, all of my client lists, all of the documents I need to review on Notion, and it is super trustworthy, super useful, and once you figure out how to use it, it is just one of the most incredible tools for productivity, for organization, and for time management. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I use Notion in order to stay organized. But if you would like to see my entire planning system, which includes my physical planner, Google Calendars, as well as Notion, please go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know that that's something you would like to see. I use those 3 different platforms in order to stay on top of all of my tasks every week and every day. Long-term and short-term goals is something that you're going to notice as a theme throughout this video, and I am somebody who believes in daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, as well as my 5-year plan and everything in between. So as you'll see, Notion is my key tool to managing all of my thoughts, all of the things that I want to get accomplished. So to begin, I'm going to take you guys through all of the pages in my Notion. Along the way, I'm also going to give you a template. I'm going to take you step by step on how I created my overview page as well as my coursework pages. And if you guys want more information on how to create your pages on Notion and how to use it as a key organizational tool, I'm actually going to be hosting a masterclass over on my website, so you can sign up there, and I'm going to be taking you guys step by step for all the pieces of Notion and all the different templates that you can use in order to organize your life, and I'll take you through budgeting and all of those things that I'm not going to be covering today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first, I'm going to give you an introduction to the opening page of my Notion, which is called my overview page. And then I'm going to show you how to create it yourself. So on this page, I have my long-term and my short-term goals. This is something that is incredibly useful for me and something that is really helpful in maintaining productivity and balance and staying on track for the things that I want to have accomplished. Then I go into this week. This overview page is how I organize my weekly schedule and my daily tasks. To begin, I will look at this week, and below that I have my goals. This includes financial goals for my business. This includes subscription goals for my YouTube, goals for uploads, my readings, other types of tasks, and other things that I want to get done. Then I have my personal to-dos for the week, and this includes anything that relates to rent payment, or that I need to do the laundry, or I need to get groceries, or I need to schedule an appointment. Any of these things will go on to the personal weekly to-dos. The next piece is the Redhead Academic. So the Redhead Academic is my personal brand, which is basically an umbrella of accepted consulting, my YouTube channel, and any paid partnerships for my YouTube channel, Instagram, as well as TikTok. So that is what falls under the Redhead Academic. So for example, I will have things like update your budget sheet or check on your domain. So anything such as payments for my business go under the Redhead Academic. And then I have my podcast. So this is where I have all my to-dos for recording, editing, as well as finding future guests for the podcast. Next, I have a section for TikTok. This is how I make sure that I am uploading regularly and that I'm also aware of any sponsorships coming up. And then I have my YouTube tab, which covers any videos that I need to be filming or editing, as well as other upcoming videos for the week and sponsorships. Then over on the next tab, I have my general Yale or academic to-dos. And this includes things that are more related to my overall academic work, such as talks or such as meetings that I might have or trainings that I need to be doing, etc. And then under that, I have my additional study to-do list, which includes any extracurricular study that I think I need to be doing, such as preparing for my manuscript that I hope to get published next summer, or working on other such publications, or funding, or applying to grants. Then as we scroll down, we get to the next section, which is my assignments, and this is broken down by class. So right now I have History 500, Approaching History, Methods and Theory, and I just have all of the assignments that I have due and things that I might want to edit. In the next section, I have my African American Studies class for racial formations. So I have all the readings listed that I have to get done that week, as well as any upcoming assignments. Then I have my History 669 class, which is European Empires and Law. And again, I have all of my reading assignments here, as well as any written assignments I have due that week. Then below this, I have a tab for Accepted Consulting, which is my consulting business. This is where I manage all of my upcoming uploads, all of the products that I'm hoping to release, other types of releases, other types of content that need to be created. And under this, I have any documents I need to have reviewed for my clients. Then the final thing on my overview page is my priorities. This is something that is incredibly important for me to maintain in my mind, the things that are the most important to me. And the current ranking is my PhD. My consulting business and YouTube are on par with one another. And just because they're kind of in a hierarchical list does not necessarily mean that one goes over the other, but my Yale PhD is definitely at the top of my list. So next, we're actually going to move over to a screen grab so that I can show you how to create your own overview page. So I'm going to take you step by step on how to actually create your own overview page using the template that I have displayed on my Notion. So for title, I'm just going to say overview. And then I added an icon. I believe I used a sun emoji. And then you can always add a cover. I would go in, choose image. We'll use this one here. Okay, so now that's loaded, I'm gonna reposition it so you can see the top of the red cam. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add a text box, and I'm going to add my word of the year. And that is intuition. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a green background, and I'm going to change the heading to heading 1. I'm also going to go up into this top right corner and go full width. And you can also change the font if you want to use something slightly different. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a divider and add another text block. And this one's going to say long-term goals. I'm going to turn this one into heading 2. I'm also going to highlight it in green. And I'm basically going to do the same thing with short-term goals. And the way that I get them to go right next to each other is I just drag it over, and then you can add to do. So let's say graduate from Yale with my PhD. And then we're gonna add another to-do list on short-term goals, which is to reach 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. Then below that, we're gonna go ahead and add another text box, and that one's gonna say this week. And I'm gonna turn that one into heading 2. I'm gonna give it a green background for continuity. And then I'm actually going to add another text box, and this is gonna say goals. I'm going to turn that into heading 3, turn the color into orange, just so I can have a little bit of contrast. And then I'm going to add a to-do. So for this week, I would like to reach 4.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube, and I would also like to upload 2 videos to YouTube. And then if you want to kind of stack the list, then you can kind of move this over, and then you can create 2 columns. All right, next I have my personal to-do. So I'm gonna make another text box and say personal to-dos. We're gonna turn that into heading 3. And I'm going to give it an orange background. And then if I don't want it to be in line with the to-do from before, then I will bring it below this line so that way it spreads the width of the page. And then we're gonna add another to-do list. And you can add as many as you want in here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add another list. This one is for the redhead academic. And then next to that, I had my Yale to-do. So I'm gonna go ahead and add school. Turn that into heading 3. You're kind of getting the gist of it now. Change the color for continuity, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drag that one over. So there you go. And then I'm not gonna add all the other ones. We're just gonna move down, and you'll basically do the same thing for your assignments. But I'll tell you guys how I made my priorities list. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a text box, and this is gonna say priorities. Again, you're gonna turn this into heading 2 this time. Okay, and then because it's in bold, we're gonna go ahead and make that one green. And then below that, we're actually gonna make a toggle list. So for example, if my priorities are school, then I can actually drop it down and say if there's any sub priorities. So if I have a class that's more of a priority than another, then I'll put that in here. So for example, my History 669 course is probably my main priority. And then you can also add goals and things into here as well. So let's say, let's close that toggle, and then you can add another one, and you say friends. And then you can kind of put in there like the amount of time that you want to spend with them, anything that's really a priority for you, or any goals that you have. And then if you wanted to add a picture like I did, you can go down here, and then you can look and actually link an image. So if I were to choose an image, let's say I just choose this one. So let's move this over. And so that way it's on the side here. So there's ways that you can kind of decorate Notion, and if you wanted to bring this up, then you could just bring this up here. So there's many different ways you can organize it, but that's just a basic overview of how I set up my overview page. All right, so now that I've given you a look at how to create your own overview page, I'm gonna take you into one of my coursework pages. This is just an example. So I'm gonna take you through my African American Studies class and the way that I have it organized on Notion. So first of all, I have the PDF of the syllabus. So that way I can pull it up whenever I need to. And then below that, I have the time of the class, as well as the name of the instructor and any office hours that they may be holding. Below that, I have anything related to the course description, assignments, deadlines, grading. Then below that, I have my assignments table. And this is where I have all of my written assignments, all of my reading, as well as the weeks in which they are divided. So to begin, as you see, I have a checklist. So I use that in order to check off when I have completed the reading. I have the name or the citation for the reading, as well as the name of the assignment. And then in the next column, I have the week. So this is just to remind me of the theme of the week, as well as to help me kind of visually organize what readings I have every week. The next column is the type of assignment. So if it's a book, an article, or if it's a blog post or an essay, I use this column in order to organize what type of source I'm going to be digging into. And that way I have a little better idea of what length it might be. If, for example, it says a book, it may be the book in its entirety, or it may be a couple chapters. So it's good for me to kind of have a visual cue to know that there may be more reading within that particular assignment. The next column I have is the date. So the date that that reading or that assignment is due. And after that, I have the file. So if I have notes on it, or if I've made citations on the PDF, then I will download it onto my computer off of GoodNotes and put it in my files. And then the next piece is location. And this column just tells me where the source may be found. So for example, if it's in the e-library at Yale, or if it's available by PDF on Canvas, or if it was sent to us by email, I will have it on this particular column, so that way I'm aware of where to find the source if it's not directly on Canvas. So now that I've walked you through my course overview, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I actually created this template so you can use it yourself. All right, so to get us started, we're gonna go ahead and create a new page. Say open up as new page, and I want it to go the full width, and then we're gonna get started. All right, so to get started, you're gonna enter the title of your course. And then you can add an icon if you want. You can also add a cover if you would like. And then from there, you're gonna go ahead and add a file. So you're gonna go all the way down and you're gonna upload a file, and this is where you want to add your syllabus. So let's just say this is the syllabus. So you're gonna add a file here, and then you're going to go ahead and add a text block. So this is where you wanna put what day your class is at. So let's say from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this bold and change the color. So continuity, I like green personally. And then under that, you might want to add the name of your instructor as well as their office hours. Below that, I always add a toggle list. So let's say the course description, and below that toggle, you'll go ahead and add in the course description from the syllabus. So that way you don't have to go searching for it. And then you can add things such as the grading scale and any other information that you want. Then below that, we're gonna go ahead and add a table. So you're gonna go in and you're gonna look up table in line. So from here, you're gonna say assignments. And I always like to add a checklist. So we're gonna add a checklist, and that's gonna go at the front, and that's just when I've completed an assignment. So I'm just gonna change this to completed. Then you're gonna have the name or the citation. Then from there, I would say the week. And then you can add a multi-select. You're gonna put that next to it, and then you're gonna say type of assignment. Then I would recommend adding a date. So due date. And then you can add file. And then from there, you can also add notes. So in here, perhaps notes, and you can add things such as location. And then from there, you can go ahead and add in your assignments, what week it's due, the type of assignment, your due date, the file once you're completed, and your notes for location. So this is an overview of how to create a course page. Welcome back. I'm going to show you how I use Notion to keep organized as a business owner. So like on the overview page, I make sure that I am consistently aware of my long-term and short-term goals for my business and upcoming projects. So I'm not going to be showing you guys anything kind of within this because it is private and things that I'm working on, but believe me, there's a lot of fun things coming for my business, so stay tuned. So next is my active document review list, and this is a list of all of my active clients, and their names are blurred out because all of my clients are confidential, all of their information is confidential. But I use this table in order to stay on track and be aware of which documents I am waiting for and which documents are actively ready for my review. This is also a way for me to keep track of some clients that I maybe haven't heard from in a while or that I want to check in on. So I will send them an email if they've stayed on this list inactive for a while, just to make sure that they're making progress on their applications or they're making progress on their work. Then the list below that is my overall client list. This is how I stay organized with who has purchased what types of services, when they came for their services, as well as what schools they wanted to get into, because I do want to reach out to them and ask how they're doing. And if they've been accepted to their programs, I want to be able to check in with them. I really care about my clients and their ability to get into the schools of their choice. And also it helps me because I want to be able to track the statistics and track the successes of my clients. Below that, I have a list related to branding, and this is a way for me to consider the things that are important to my brand, to Accepted, as well as my sponsorship goals. This is where I keep a list of all the companies that I hope to work with in the future. And this is just kind of a way of not necessarily manifesting these things, but to keep that in mind as a potential goal. Next, I'm going to be showing you my content calendar for the Redhead Academic. Again, you see at the top here, long-term and short-term goals. These are milestones that I would like to hit in the near future, as well as in the further future. And then below that, I have my content planner. And this is how I keep track of when I have YouTube videos that I want to get up, TikTok videos that I want to get up, or posting IG content. Below that, I have a list of video ideas, and anytime you guys comment or send me a DM requesting a certain type of video, I make sure to write it down on this list. That way I can get to it eventually. As you can see, there are a lot of different videos I'm planning on filming in the future, so you guys get a little sneak peek of what is to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek, and if there's anything on this list that you would like to see sooner rather than later, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. And if there's anything you want me to add, again, please just shoot me a message. All right, so we've now reached the end of the video. I hope that this was helpful for you all and that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys are not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button with the bell notification so that you know when I post next. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there's anything that you want to know more about, or if you want to see in the future, or that you think may be helpful in addition to the Notion Masterclass, please leave me a comment down below or just shoot me an email. My inbox is open. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.